What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Fearless Nick YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my 2022 AFL preliminary finals tips and predictions, and obviously as well as that, like we always do, we're going to be going back over my semi-finals tips from last week and seeing how I went. If you guys go on to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, share and subscribe. The subs have been rocketing up in the last couple of days, so hopefully continue that form. So if you haven't hit that big red button down below yet, now is your time to do so. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get stuck into it. So we will quickly go back over my semi-finals tips from last week like we always do, and it started off on the Friday night between the D's and the Lions. The Lions in a big upset got the job done by 13 points. It was a great spectacle. It was probably not a great result for D's fans. I know D's fans are really hurting at the moment. I don't think any people had the D's going out in straight sets at the start of the year. It was just a complete upset. I don't think many people saw it coming. Maybe a few Lions fans saw it coming. The Lions, they move on to a preliminary final here against the Cats. And in the other game of the round, the only other game of the round, obviously, between Collingwood and Freo. It was fair to say this game really just was no contest. The scoreboard almost flatters Freo, I think, because let's be honest, Collingwood were on top for that entire match. Freo have had a really good season. Unlucky to go out in the semis, but they're building very nicely, and I have no doubt of how far Freo could go in the next couple of years. It was just all in Collingwood's control, really. I don't really have much else to say about that. The Pies, they were just in complete control. Freo could not get their ball movement at all. There was no point at the game where I thought Freo were going to come back, because Collingwood kicked the first 4 goals of the match, and after that, they literally just cruised for the entire match. Collingwood move on to a preliminary final as well. The fairy tale continues for Collingwood fans. Just maybe they can get through to a grand final, but they do play Sydney up in Sydney, which will be a tough task. But who's to say they can't go and make the granny this year? Those 2 games, I'm happy to announce I got a 0 out of 2, so that is just great form. That's just what you want to see, isn't it? Anyways, with those matches done and dusted, now let's move on to the prelim final tip. So here we are. This is where everyone wants to see. This is what you've all clicked on the video for. My prelim final predictions for 2022, and it all starts off on the Friday night between the Cats and the Lions at the MCG. This will be a very interesting game. Obviously, Geelong coming off the week off, so they should be fresh after beating the Pies the week before. And the Lions, they had to do it the hard way, but they've done it in emphatic fashion, knocking off the 2 last premiers, Richmond of 2020 and then Melbourne of last year. So, they've come from the clouds, Brisbane. They're ready for this game, by the looks of it. Their midfield's in great form. Their forward line as well looked really, really damaging, back to its best, you might say. But I feel like this will be a real test to see how far Brisbane have come this year. Obviously, Geelong, they've been the best team almost for the entire year, apart from the start of the year where they were a little bit slow. The Cats have been almost faultless this season, like I've mentioned. I did tip the Cats to go out in the prelim, but not to Brisbane. I predicted them to play Sydney. However, in this game, I don't really see that happening. I mean, Geelong, they've come this far. They're almost desperate for a flag at this point, Geelong, and I think this is their best year to do it. I mean, if they don't do it in this game... In fact, I'm going to make a big call right now. If Geelong don't win this game, I don't think they're going to win a flag with the squad they have. That's my call. I think it's like a lot of people have been saying, it's now or never for the Cats. They've got to win this game. The Lions, they're sort of in a situation where they don't have to win it, because they've already proven themselves. They can win finals. They can win big games at the MCG. So they've already proven themselves, the Lions. So you can't really use the ground as an excuse to write off Brisbane anymore, considering they just knocked off last year's premiers at that ground. I think Brisbane's defence there's still a few question marks for me. I'm not trying to discredit Brisbane here a little bit, but some of Melbourne's entries into their forward 50 haven't been great all year, and that made it so much easier for the Lions to defend. Whereas with Geelong, you're not going to get that at all. They've probably got the best delivery inside forward 50, well, one of the best at least. Surely, if Brisbane make the grand final, then I feel like they are a very good chance of winning it if they do beat Geelong in this match. But for me, I just don't see it happening. I think I'm going to tip the Cats in this one, and I'm going to tip the Cats. I think it'll be a close game though. I reckon it'll be a bit of a seesawing match for the majority of the game. But my tip will be Geelong get this one done. In a fairly seesawing game, like I just said, Geelong win this game by 18 points and advance to the grand final. Now moving on to the second preliminary final between the Swans and the Pies at the SCG on the Saturday, 4:45 bounce down time. Yeah, this is going to be another absolute ripping game, you suspect. The Swans obviously coming into this game, obviously with the week off as well. Obviously the week before beating Melbourne at the MCG. The Pies, they lost to Geelong in week 1, but rebounded pretty strongly, you'd say, against Freo, who are, quite inexperienced in finals, and you'd say Collingwood had the upper edge there. Yeah, like I said, Collingwood were in control for most of that match. They didn't really look troubled at any point in that match, which was good to see for Collingwood fans, because the composure of the group under pressure was something that really stood out to me. I'm really excited for this game because, like I've said, I've rated Sydney a lot this year. I predicted Sydney to get to the grand final in my finals predictions, so far that doesn't look a bad call. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really interesting game as well. I reckon both games hopefully under 30 points, hopefully. Obviously we saw last year with the prelims, I think both were over 60 points, so yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen again, because we want a good close final series. And I feel like the Swans should be winning this game, especially because it is at the SCG. They've got the home ground advantage. Collingwood have not had a good record at the SCG as of late. They did get shown up there by the Swans only a couple of weeks ago. So they've got a chance to redeem themselves, Collingwood. And I feel like it will be close. I think last time they played was about 26, 27 points. Since then, I've really rated the Swans. They're a quality young outfit, and I feel like even if they don't win the flag this year, they could potentially be a very successful club over a number of years because of how young their list is. But in terms of this game, yeah, you kind of have to. I think you'd probably have to back Sydney in this one. I'm sorry, Pies fans. I know you've had a great year. I feel like the SCG is one of the last places you want to play any game at, really, let alone a final, because the Swans know that ground very, very, very well. Yeah, so I think with all that said, I feel like Collingwood will put up a good fight, but I think my tip will be Sydney in this game. So I am going to tip Sydney in this game, but I feel like it will be closer than the last time they met. I'm going to be tipping the Swans to win this one by 16 points. So there we go, guys. Those were my preliminary finals tips for 2022. Remember to comment down below your tips. As always, comment down below how many you got from the semi-finals. Comment down below if you got 0 like me and tried to go a little bit bold and out there. But yeah, make sure to leave a like, share and subscribe. Like I've said, the subs have been rocketing up ever since my last video dropped, so I appreciate you all for that. So if you're new to the channel, or we've seen my channel before and you've been enjoying the content as of late, make sure to leave a like, share with a mate and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future uploads. Remember to click the bell button so you get notified of when I upload. Nonetheless, thanks for watching this video, guys. Have a great day. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!